talked about this a while ago. We made the prediction. I mean, we didn't make the prediction. People have been talking about it, but it's officially hitting the market now. So this headline here, Audi owner finds basic HVAC function paywalled after pressing the button for it. So
how does that even happen?
Yeah. So the story goes in this. So he purchased a Q4 e-tron. Okay. Which cool.
Okay.
And in purchasing it, he didn't want to pay the $758 to get the the tri-zone climate control. Okay. So the base trim, obviously just has like a regular climate control system. This was the front, the passenger, and the rear climate control.
Yeah.
Didn't want to pay the upcharge for it, so opted out of it.
Makes sense. I mean, if you're buying a brand new electric SUV, right, it seems like you shouldn't have to pay for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. So that's where this all goes, right? So what he found was when he got the car, instead of having a blank, everybody's got blanks in their cars. You look around the interior of your car. It's actually a fun way you can see what options you could add and then Google what could have been there.
Right.
But like if you get a base model car, they want to produce one dashboard across the board. So they've got one panel and then they've got a bunch of blanks and like one button in it, right? So like on my WRX, I have one on the left side and it's got two buttons. It's got the cruise and the fog lights and then a couple blanks. And I think in other models that could be heated seats. It could be things like that, things you're not equipped with. That's what they used to do. Apparently it's not what they do anymore. They thought, well, why not just give everybody the switches? Yeah. So in this Audi, I'll put the GIF that's playing in here. We'll have a whole GIF thing, I'm sure, in the comments. So they have the sync button, which would be the multi-climate control.
Yeah.
And when they press it, a message comes up on the screen of the vehicle that says, this function has not been purchased.
Wow.
And then, okay, you don't
it's
get to
not
do
that this
about
function isn't available.
Right.
That message is basically saying this car has the capabilities, everything it needs. It can absolutely do zoned.
Right.
The sync.
Right.
Air conditioning,
right,
heat, or whatever, but you have not paid for the right to use it.
Because I would imagine that would mean that you can go purchase it and add it on, and they just, cool, you have the tri-zone climate control now, which just makes me mad.
Yeah,
because if it comes with it, why not give people it? Like, I get that it feels like a lack of confidence that you can't upsell the car to another thing. So just, pay for us to unlock that for you, I guess. Because at that point, like, I don't know why they wouldn't do, like we talked about before, of like the heated seats or the, like, remote start's already one that I pay for on my car. I have the capability. I pay for a subscription to the My Subaru app. So that makes me feel okay-ish because there's a lot of other stuff that comes with that.
Right.
But
the
this
ones where
was
they're app
crazy.
focused, like the Volkswagen's the same way. It has it. It's on the remote.
Yeah.
But like the start from anywhere thing, obviously it requires cell service to be activated in the car.
Right.
So you got to pay for that.
Right.
That I get.
Right. Because the car has to connect to a service somewhere you're paying for a service.
But if you had it capable and you had the button on the remote, and it was everything was there and it didn't cost anything extra to the manufacturer to do it because they already paid for it to be installed. But you had to pay them to get it unlocked to be able to use it. Yes. That would be super frustrating. That's what this is.
Yeah, from my perspective, that's this. If I paid for it and it has the hardware for it, I should get it. Like, I shouldn't, if it's sitting in my
build the car with it then.
Right.
If you don't want me to be able to use it.
Because if you go down the road too, let's say your blower motor goes out, and it would have been cheaper if it was actually a simpler single unit. But you have the whole complex whatever unit.
Right.
But now you can't access it because it's software blocked.
Yep.
But, oh man. So I thought that was crazy that it's actually so blatant too that it does that. It doesn't even just, you click it and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And so it clicks and the light, I think you can see it in the one video. It comes on and then comes off.
Turns on and then turns off.
Yeah. And so there was a funny quote at the end of this that said, let me see it enough. This one, blank buttons aren't rude, wrote the owner. This one is reminding me that I'm cheap.
Wow.
So it's just that. It's just kind of a spit in the face almost.
It's kind of like it's impressive by, I guess this is Audi. It doesn't seem like something Audi would do, but like they can go, okay, so we're going to sell this car for 40 grand. That whatever, say 40 grand is like the price. And then we're going to have other models that are more expensive. Mm-hmm. Well, let's just start them, still pay 40 grand, but you don't have the features. Mm-hmm. It's like, or we'll charge the higher price. So maybe we start them at 45 now, but you got to pay extra for all the features. So everybody still seems like they're getting the car for the price, but like you don't have all these features. Right. Like they're in the car, so it's simpler for our manufacturing. Right. We don't have to make this model and this model and this model. We get to have one manufacturing line, and they can just build all the cars exactly the same. Right. And then we just charge the different people for what they want.
Yeah. It's nuts.
It's not like it's hardware either. That's the frustrating thing is that the hardware's already there. It's just software to unlock it. So can't you just jailbreak your car?
That's what I'm wondering.
Couldn't you just do that? Yeah, I know that's sketchy to do in an electric car.
Start it up. You have like a Windows 98 theme. Like
dude, that would be awesome.
Be kind of cool. But
your screen, it's doing the little like DVD thing.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that, I'm sure that's coming up. Is going to be like, instead of a tune, there's going to be like other things like software unlock things that you can do outside of the dealer, which gets super sketchy because then I'm sure liability and stuff all goes out.
Oh, and warranty voiding and like all kinds of that stuff.
Because like already,
and it's only computer. It's not like you're messing with any hardware. It's not like you're changing the turbo out. But I bet if you jailbroke the computer to get, you know, to change different AC controls because you don't want to pay $750 or whatever. Like,
it's crazy.
And now you void your warranty for it or whatever. That's crazy.
It's nuts. So anyway, I thought it's a theoretical thing that we've talked about for a while, but then for this owner, and this wasn't stateside. I believe this was over in the UK. Yeah. That this happened, but
they wouldn't do that in America.
No, it wouldn't stand. But yeah, I just shocked. I was in Denmark where this happened.
Okay.
But, yeah, just shocked that that's actually a thing, that the button was there. They press it and it's sorry.
I wonder if that's obviously the manufacturer made it possible for that to happen.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's more of a dealer issue. Like if the dealer's supposed to like, this is the premium model, so you got to unlock it for this and this, and then the dealer's like, "Oh, pay us $750 and we'll unlock that for you." You know, I wonder if there's more to it than just as simple as it's laid out. Obviously, they need the attention grabbing for the article and whatever and stuff like that. So I wonder what's all.
Yeah. I wonder what this will, because we'll see it quick. If this starts, I don't know that the Q4 e-tron's over here yet. Is it?
I've seen it around.
Okay, because like I'm assuming we'd hear about very quickly, as if you start having more features. I can't imagine that the sync feature is the only thing that's like that. So is there a hidden like steering wheel heater button somewhere that you can't turn on? Is it still a heated steering wheel and you don't know? Like, all-wheel drive, is there different driving modes? Maybe the R is going to be the same exact drive line now, but there's just a different sport.
Well, if it's electric, we talked about that before too. Like with the electric capabilities, they can dumb them down on the base model to just be your regular thing. And then it could be like, well, it's capable of twice that much power, but you got to pay for the R package to get that. And then they put a little carbon fiber lip on it and then plug a USB in, and now it's an R.
Right. You know? It's just nuts. But anyway, so I thought that was an interesting, keep your eye out for that. Especially if you're purchasing a new vehicle, make sure you test all the buttons before you buy it, because you don't know which one's going to pop up with the window.
Like, I don't know how common that really is, but we're not shopping for new cars, so maybe we don't know. It'd be a good question to ask. Like, hey, are there any features that are available on this car that I'd have to pay for to get? Yeah. Or something like that.
Yeah, that would be, man, that's a whole new question to ask. Yeah, hey, how many of these buttons aren't going to work?
Forget about the, like, what if I pay cash today? Like, dealers already don't care about that anymore.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like, it's so much more about, like, what are the features? And
that's so crazy. Well, because you used to be able to, like I've done in shopping for cars, like I've had a couple of Jeep Grand Cherokees. And so I know what the shifter looks like, or I know certain buttons to look out for to know what features it has. Right?
Oh, sure.
So like you'll look for something, that's not a blank that has that. So that means it's whatever, like on old S4s, there was a little traction button in the center. And if you had that, you had a locking differential in the rear. So you could look for that. But this, you couldn't see anything. You couldn't just look and see, I don't have any blanks. I have all of them. That must be the premium model.
Because you should be able to look and see, because I remember shopping for the TIG ones. I would look and be like, okay, this one has heated seats. Awesome. But they could have all the buttons there. And then it's like, you got to pay for heated seats.
And the thing that makes you think is, does that mean, so say you get the base model, but they just, I get it. They don't want to develop 6 different center HVAC controls. They just want one. So I get that that's what they want to do. But does that mean they also don't want to make 2 different versions of seat? And I actually have heated seats, but I can't use them? Or is it just that piece and they really aren't equipped to do it? That's going to be the big, I think, core of this story. And
well, people dig into that quickly, because if it's the hardware that they're including and not allowing access to, it's easy to figure out.
Right.
What I think is kind of cool about that in one way, where the manufacturers will make like they'll basically say you get like not the highest trim level, so it doesn't have all the features, but you have all the buttons available.
Yep.
I know for some of the older cars, there's companies that make buttons that you can put in there for different features.
Yes.
So like I saw one for, I think it was for like the, I don't know, 2010 or later Golf R, if that's the year, I forget. And one of them, and it shows like the little emblem, looks like an OEM emblem, and it's an exhaust. So you put that in there for like your exhaust valves or exhaust cutout or something like that.
Super cool.
So there's some different cool stuff. Yeah, obviously there's the ejecto cedo cuz one you could do.
I did it in mine though, because I put a CarPlay head unit in, and then I put a USB. It looked like a factory option, but it was a little USB flip top thing, so I could plug a USB in at the base of my console, and it would go into the back, so it looked like a whole factory sealed unit. It's a very clean install on that, but
that's awesome.
But yeah, so there goes. Gone are those days, and here are the days of like, sorry, you don't have that feature. So it'd be cool, but whatever. I think Tesla kind of got people ready for that. I think there are different Tesla features that you can purchase apps within it and stuff like that. So,
well, even just the fact that you can like get an update on your car and now you have more range, like that's a pretty common Tesla thing. So
it's
they all have free updates and whatever, but I'm sure eventually some of that stuff will be paid.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's nuts.